What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Miltrick Media. I'm sitting down with Maryland artist, singer, rapper, and producer, 3SIDEGOOF. 3SIDEGOOF, how's it going?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me.
It's 4th of July weekend, so we connected on Instagram. We started talking and connecting through there, and you were up in New York City this weekend because you were filming a new music video, right?
Yes, a new music video for a song that's unreleased. It's called Clean Slate. Very excited for it. So yeah, we just finished wrapping that up a couple hours ago, and now I'm here with you.
How'd that music video go? What'd you guys do? What was the behind the scenes of the video shoot?
So the concept is I'm a nude model, and I walk into this studio, and there's an art student there waiting to paint me on their canvas, and I let it all out. It's crazy. It was a super duper fun shoot, and it went well. And we had some mishaps actually, because the first time we were supposed to shoot it was maybe a couple weeks ago, and my guy Jarrett, he had come down with COVID. He was the film guy, so we couldn't shoot it then, even though I got my the studio space. So we just rescheduled and made it for today, July 3rd, and we knocked it out.
Nice.
Really
this
fun.
is a studio spot in Brooklyn?
Yeah, studio spot in Brooklyn. Beautiful windows, open scenery. Lighting is just impeccable. Stools, all the things that you would need, like for a music video. Honestly.
Yeah, Brooklyn does have that impeccable lighting, especially in the beginning of July.
Yes,
Something about it.
Hell yeah, yeah. When the first time I was here to try to shoot it, it was like a rainy day, and still the lighting was amazing. Like we could have worked on that day if you know the COVID thing didn't happen. But yeah,
it is what it is. Though, what are you gonna do? But at least you guys got back to it, filmed it today. That sounds exciting. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
So you came up here to shoot the video, but you're originally from Maryland.
I am. Right? I've got hair in my face, but yes,
it's all good.
I am actually. So I'm Baltimore based. I make a lot of music there. I have met most of my music friends in Baltimore, very talented people. And I really just started going there because I lived in Laurel, Maryland, like PG County, Maryland, shouts out. And we meaning all of my friends in 3SIDE. I'm part of a collective called 3SIDE. And we all kind of just go to Baltimore to do shows and collaborate with artists there. And yeah, but as far as like my origins, where I'm from Virginia. I'm from all over Virginia. I went to high school in Arlington, Virginia, and I was born in Norfolk. So that's nice. In the South, yeah.
So you're claiming Virginia.
I'm claiming Virginia, but I love Maryland. I love Baltimore. Love the whole DMV.
I got you. We're shouting out Maryland the whole episode.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Shout out Maryland and New York. So let's take it all the way back to the beginning. So 3SIDEGOOF, where did it all begin? You grew up in Maryland. Take it from there. What was your childhood and upbringing like, and how'd that lead you to want to create music?
Oh man, so I grew up a pretty voracious reader. I loved Goosebumps, man. I love those books.
Yo, shout out R.L. Stein, dude.
Yeah, R.L. Stein, man.
They were all over my library. Kids in my class, they would always take it out. The books were shredded because the kids would just beat those books up. They were throwing them around, but they were reading them. They were writing in them. There was food in them, but they were the most popular books taken out.
Absolutely. See, I like hearing that. I don't know what the condition of books are these days in schools, but I hope they're like that because yeah, we used to enjoy the shit out of those. But yeah, I used to read those all the time, and it made me want to become a writer. And I, dibbled and dabbled with writing short stories and attempting to write a novel, like a full-length thing.
Oh, wow,
and
nice.
It never worked out though, because it was just too challenging. So it got to a point where I was like, okay, I can't at this time write something full-length. I just don't have the attention span or the skills. So let me take it to a shorter medium, which would be the song. And so I started writing songs, and initially I was writing like rock and like metal songs and stuff like that, because I don't know if I'll get like a lot of not criticism, but I don't know if I'll be made fun of, but I really like nu metal. New metal was cool for me.
You do?
Yeah, it was cool for me, man. Like Korn and just all those guys. I loved them. So I was writing that sort
You know
of
what's
stuff.
crazy? They were my favorite bands growing up too.
Hey, let's go.
It's crazy. I saw them because it was popular hard rock at the time when I was really young. Like, cause I was born in '97. So like,
Oh, wow.
like when I first started discovering music online, where it wasn't like my older cousins or my parents, they were the first bands I came across
Word.
what I came across.
Right.
Like Korn, Slipknot, but then also Linkin Park.
Yeah, yeah.
and like Green Day, Nirvana, of course, all of
Yeah,
it. Like I
yeah.
grew up a big rock fan.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
But that time period too,
Hell yeah.
that's crazy.
Hell yeah, yeah, man. So that whole shit, I was like, I wasn't even by nature an angry or like moody kid, or I'd never dealt with bullying or anything like that. But like, it's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
about like
I
it was
love the
just heavy.
sonics of it, like
yeah.
the guitars, the production, because that was such grandiose production. Like the records, the quality of it, it was insane because they were in these huge studios. It was a different time too, like where the production quality and the budgets were huge. So they were like
Hell yeah.
amazing records.
Hell yeah. Hell
The
yeah.
sound of it, like I love the production, like the sound, the guitars, the drums, like that's where I gravitated to, like
Yeah.
the rhythmic aspect of it.
Hell yeah.
It
Absolutely.
was insane. Like, and even the vocals.
The vocals, yeah, because Jonathan Davis, like, okay, so I kind of gotta,
He's one of my favorite singers.
yeah, yeah, I fuck with his vocals, like his scatting where he's like, like that whole shit, like that was cool, like,
Yeah, on Freak on a Leash?
yeah, yeah, who brings that to rock and
Yeah.
metal, like, so that was cool, and I'd be remiss to leave out my number one rock metal idol, Mike Patton. I don't know if you're familiar.
Faith No
but-
More.
Faith, there we go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, and Korn,
That's
you know,
crazy.
they're derived, like they
were
have
inspired by
listed-
them,
Yeah,
yeah.
they've listed
what I
Mike
read.
Patton and Faith No More as like big inspirations, and those guys are inspirations for a lot of people, including myself included. So, like I was saying, I was just writing rock and metal, and with new metal, it's kind of like there's hip hop infused in it a little bit with
Yeah,
the verses
100%.
and shit like that. So, I just kind of eventually started gravitating more to writing hip hop and rap because I liked rap and hip hop as well. But yeah, I just got into that, and I'd say 2015, I started recording, and it's just history from there.
So new metal and hard rock from that era was the first genre that got you into writing songs.
Yep.
So that was what got you into writing songs. And then the hip hop aspect through that
Right,
led you to hip hop.
right.
That's really cool to
Right.
learn. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, are you inspired by the Red Hot Chili Peppers at all?
Oh, I love them. Yeah.
yeah.
What the got to give it to your mother? Like that whole
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
bruh.
Blood
Like,
Sugar
what?
Sex Magic, that record.
Yeah, that whole shit. Yeah.
Stadium Arcadium, yeah.
Yeah,
still
I
have
love
some of those
Stadium
CDs, 'cause I
Arcadium.
was still bumping CDs, and like when I was in middle school, I wanted to go to
Oh,
Best
yeah.
Buy, buy CDs because I loved that shit.
Bruh,
It was
same.
cool, and like just holding this thing in my hand, even though it wasn't like a vinyl record, it was like, yo, this is crazy.
Right,
It's still
right.
real.
Right.
I used to buy
it's-
Korn and Slipknot CDs all the time.
Hell yeah,
When I was
hell
in middle
yeah.
school, I didn't care.
Hell yeah. You know,
cool if
I never decorated my like room ever or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I can't claim to have gotten any cool posters or anything, but man, like, whew, I can
That's
only imagine.
crazy.
Like, I can only imagine having all those like dope ass like.
Yeah.
Did you have posters and stuff
I had a
like
couple,
that, or-
yeah. Like my room, I didn't have too much, but I definitely had a Green Day poster for a couple years.
Word.
I forgot what else I had. I definitely had that, but then it got a little ripped up, so I took it down. I had like a Stones poster up, stuff like that. I gotta remember what else I had.
Stone Temple Pilot.
No, Rolling Stones.
Oh, Rolling Stones. Okay.
Stone Temple Pilots, they are one of my favorite
Okay.
bands too.
Okay. Word. Cool.
I didn't have too many. I wish I had more, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what are your other biggest musical influences?
Oh man, Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z, Andre 3000, Busta Rhymes, Kanye. As far as like on a rap tip, those guys. As far as like production, Pharrell, the Neptunes, Timbaland, oh my God, Dark Child. Those guys. Those are the major
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
So those are your biggest influences in rap and hip hop. What about other rock influences? Do you have any other rock influences?
Just like we were saying, Anthony Kiedis, like of Red
Yeah,
Hot
yeah,
Chili
yeah.
Peppers, Mike Patton. Those guys are kind of enemies, but I get something from both of them.
Yeah.
Like for example, Mike Patton, like he back in the day had this nasally thing. He used to be like, "You want it all, but you can't have." So
I mean, like Epic in the song Epic.
Epic. Yeah. So he used to have this nasally thing, and I love that so much. So I started kind of incorporating my own sort of nasally, shit on certain songs, like About Time. That came out this year. And some other things that have yet to come out. But yeah, he's very much Mike Patton is very much a huge influence, and I love to work with him someday.
That's cool to learn that that's an influence on your music. So about your music, what would you consider your genre?
I haven't even thought about it, G.
It could be a medley of genres.
We might have to just call it a medley for real. Like, I just go with whatever I'm feeling, like with whatever I've lived at that moment. I just, make it. Like About Time, what I was kind of alluding to earlier, that's a lot different sounding than Likeminded, and Likeminded is a lot different sounding than Color Palette in a sense, and just so on and so forth. Like, whatever I'm feeling at a time is what I'm gonna make, and whoever I'm collaborating with as far as production, that's gonna have the biggest influence on what I end up writing and how I end up vocally performing.
For sure, yeah. So let's talk about that record, Color Palette. Color Palette was an EP you dropped earlier on in 2022. So let's talk about that record. Give us a rundown. Talk about each song.
Oh man, that was the making of that was just mythological, honestly. Like,
How so?
And to throw this out there, it was made in 2018 and put out in 2018, but it was taken off of streaming for God knows how long, but we put it back up on streaming this year. But yeah, it was mythological in the sense of like, I have hair. Herb's hair just keeps getting in
It's
my
all good.
mouth.
We wouldn't have even known if you didn't do that.
Oh,
It's part of the show now.
I'm gonna swallow the
It's part
hair
of the show.
going forward. I'm gonna just swallow the hair.
We're gonna get that though, because I want to ask about.
Yeah.
So it's Herb.
Herb, very, very. He very, graciously let me borrow his face for
It's
this
part
interview.
of the music.
Yeah, shouts out to Herb. Hello, Herb. Thank you for letting me borrow your face. But
So back to Color Palette.
yeah, back to Color Palette.
Came back to streaming services this year. You're telling us the story of it.
Yeah, so the story is me and my boy Captain Swim. At the time, his name was Captain Swim. Now he goes by Moosh Star. Shouts out Moosh Star, 3SIDE member alongside me and the gang. But he went to Towson University in Maryland, and I was always over there working on music with him. And one time we just had a conversation. I think it was over text. We were like, yo, we should just tap in for one weekend, just 2 days, one weekend, and just go hard, nonstop making music. You produce, Captain Swim, I rap, and he ended up laying verses down on each of those tracks as well. We're both rapping on all, I think it's 4 or 5 tracks on that tape. And yeah, we just knocked that whole shit out in 2 days. 2 days.
Damn.
And it's gone on to be like, honestly, a cult favorite. Like, people to this day, like when it was off of streaming and re-uploaded, people to this day have been like, yo, like that shit, I don't want to say changed, like, but people were like, that shit did something for
They were
me.
really digging it.
Yeah, that did something for people.
Yeah.
And it inspired a couple of different artists. Like, I've been told this by artists, and it's just like the most heartwarming thing. And I think it's honestly all mostly due, big in part to Moosh Captain Swim, because his production is just godly. I wouldn't have been able to do what I did vocally, lyrically, flow-wise on that joint if it wasn't for, the beats on there. But yeah.
So Captain Swim executive produced that project. You guys just locked in for a couple of days, got that project out. So when you were recording that, where did you record and made those songs? Were you in the studio?
Right in his room. He had a
In
mic.
Maryland?
Yeah, right in his
wow.
room I wish I could remember the name of his dormitory, but it was on Towson University. We were in his dorm room, and it was cramped and had a whole bed in there and a whole big ass desk, and he had like 2 computers and like a synth laying out and all this shit. And it was just we were making funk. We were just like crafting and just like spitballing and going off of
Yeah,
each
you're
other.
on the come up.
All on the come up with this joint. Like we really had a mission and we really wanted to make something akin to like Nerd, like NERD, something akin to like I wasn't thinking about Matt Martians or anybody like that at the time, but like people I don't know if Matt Martians or anybody was on Captain Swim's mind at all, but people have like drawn comparisons there. And yeah, we wanted to make something fun and different and unique and that showcased our flows. 'Cause,
Yeah,
they're
that's
very
really cool.
different.
So the album color palette between you and Captain Swim was made in a college dormitory.
College dormitory in 2 days.
Shout out to that.
4 or 5
You
songs.
could make music anywhere now if you have some
Honestly.
equipment. And you made that back in 2018. That's when the project first started.
Yeah. We did that in 2018. I wish we would have made a music video for it. We didn't.
Never too late.
You're right. It's never
You
too
never
late.
know.
I'm super duper down if Moosh, formerly known as Captain Swim, if he's down, I'm super duper down. Cause yeah, there's that joint had Make You Cry, Star Search.
She's a boss.
Yeah, she's a boss. Yeah, okay, you know your shit. Yeah, that and Deja Vu. And I super duper appreciate you for listening to it and like knowing like
of
that.
course.
Because again, like
It's cool to learn the story behind it, you know?
yeah, you guys have to tune into Miltrick because like this was only like what 2 weeks in the making, and all
Probably
this
through,
stuff.
like Instagram, then email, went over to that. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. So all this. So I appreciate you. And yeah, just what I was saying. Make You Cry. Like people love that one. Deja Vu. I love that one. People love that one because it's got singing on it. It's the first time I like actually sung on a track, and just a legendary time. Every time I listen to it, I am transported back to that dorm room.
It brings you back to that time
Yeah, it
in your
feels
life,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you were on a mission.
Yeah, absolutely.
That energy.
Still am. But
Oh, of course.
yeah,
We
that
all
was,
still are.
Yeah.
We all still are on a mission. So 3SIDEGOOF. So you are part of a collective called 3SIDE.
Yep.
So let's talk about the collective. When did that collective start?
So I am the penultimate newest member, meaning I'm not the newest member, but I'm the second to newest member. Moosh Star, Captain Swim, is the newest member, but he's been a part of the group since 2019, I want to say. I joined in 2018. I've known the guys in 3SIDE, and I'll get to like who they are and how they started, but I've known the guys since maybe 2016, 2017. But prior to that time, the remaining members, aside from me and Captain Swim, they had all known each other because they were all from Laurel and had gone to high school together. I'm older than all the guys, and I'm from, like I said, I'm from Arlington, Virginia, not Laurel. I lived there, but no longer. But they were born and raised there, and so it's Fanon, it's Tromac, it's Vlad, it's Crown Leak, who has gone by many a name, Beggar Allan Poe, so many names I can't even count, but Crown Leak is his current name, and I think he's sticking with it. So those guys have been, cool since high school, maybe even before then. And they were all rappers and all producers to varying degrees. And they just had something called, they started amongst themselves with a couple other people who are no longer, they're alive. They're just no longer
in the collective.
with us in the collective. But they were a part of this thing called Los Bandidos. I don't know why it was called that, but that's what they named it. And then there was like Warp Mind Bandits. I don't know why I was named that. This was pre-Max 3SIDEGOOF. Had no bearing on the name. But yeah, they did their thing, and then I met them in 2016. Like I was saying, Fonlon was living in the apartment complex that I lived in at that time in Laurel, and we had this nosy neighbor named Nay. That was a lot of N's. Who was like, "Yo, you rap?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Yo, you should meet Fonlon. He sounds like Jay-Z. He sounds nothing like Jay-Z. He sounds like himself. Like what I can honestly say about 3SIDE is like we all have our own unique. So I don't know where she got Jay-Z from, but anyways, I ended up linking up with Fonlon at some point, and from there, the rest is history. Like I met the rest of the guys, and I ended up joining them formally in 2018, like January of 2018.
So when you were working on Color Palette with Swim, Captain Swim, you just joined 3Side?
I had probably, I might be getting I know Color Palette came out 2018. I may have joined 3Side. It was either January 2018 or maybe January 2017. But yeah, I'd been deep into the group, prior to the completion of Color Palette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you've known them for a few years and you built that up.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So moving on, let's talk about Likeminded. They have a brand new single out called Likeminded. You just recently released it.
Yeah.
Featuring Elon.
Yeah.
Another artist from Maryland.
Another artist from Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. Honestly, a legend, a Baltimore legend. It's soon to be a worldwide legend. The most amazing vocalist I've honestly ever met. Just their voice. You've got to see them live. I hope that they have some shows in New York at some point. But just an angelic voice. Super duper talented producer as well. I'd love to cop a beat from Elon at some point in the future. I'm gonna manifest that, make that happen. Beautiful songwriting. I've gotta put out there. I laid the pin down on Likeminded. All the words are me, So, but yeah, Elon brought the chorus to life. Elon really brought the chorus to life. Like I don't know if you got to hear, but I uploaded a demo of me singing it a couple days ago, and it was cool. It was all right. But Elon, when they sent me the vocal stems, harmonies stacked and just like so beautiful and angelic, and that's why I have 2 or 3 other songs with Elon that you guys will get to hear sometime.
You heard it here first.
On Miltrick.
On Miltrick Media. So Likeminded is a little bit of a different style and genre compared to earlier work like Color Palette. So what inspired that switch, and what inspired the sound of Likeminded?
Oh man. Let's see. So I'm a huge fan of like 90s R&B, Brandy, TLC, writers like Babyface, writers like just anything that has a story line to it, so the storyline of Likeminded is essentially like, essentially the storyline is like, okay, a girl meets a guy and she likes him, she falls head over heels, but all of her friends know, and she kind of maybe deep down inside knows that this dude ain't shit. He's not shit. Like he's a womanizer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But she just likes the things that he's about. She likes the car he drives, whatever it is. And she thinks that he can change his ways or whatever. She thinks he's like-minded, but he's not. And so my rap verse kind of is like the voice of the guy, the douchey dude who's like, put this new Elon in my Nissan. If she knew me, she would have a reason to run that way. But I guess she didn't know that I kick chicks to the curb like snow. After I dig them out, get a big amount, then double it. So it's like, he's talking his shit. Like I get money. I get with a girl, and I after I'm done, whatever. But she's like stuck on him, and so it's a storyline, and you'll find that a lot in like 90s R&B, even 90s, especially 90s rap. Oh,
You're good. Just saying hello.
She likes it. She's like-minded. But
you were telling a story.
Yeah. So that's the story. And
Elon executive produced that track?
Oh no. So okay, here's the cool thing. The guy who produced Color Palette produced that. Mushtar.
Mushtar Captain Swim.
Yeah.
So Captain Swim also produced Likeminded.
Super talented dude.
Let's talk about the cover art. So
okay,
what inspired the cover art for your single Likeminded?
So so I literally just recently learned this term called Y2K core.
Y2K core.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm guessing it's inspired by Y2K.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that, though.
So it's like all things Y2K, that aesthetic. And before I even learned that word, I think it's a thing now. Like people, harken back. It's nostalgia. They harken back to the, because 2000 is 20 plus years ago now, which is crazy.
It's wild.
Right? Like I remember when I knew people who were like born in 1980, and I was like, oh, they're 20. No.
Yeah.
Now they're like 42. So it's like, it's crazy.
I saw this online, and this freaked me out. We are closer to 2060 than we are to 1980.
That's crazy.
Wild.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's not so. This harkens back to like those times because I'm older than you. I'm a 93 baby. So I can kind of remember, certain things. Like I remember that dancing baby in the fucking diapers and shit. Like I don't know,
I think I remember seeing that too. That was on TV commercials.
Yeah. That was everywhere. Like, so that and just, Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and Britney Spears. Like I love pop music and I love, those times. Like, I don't know whether those times were as good as I think they were or whether they just feel good because, I was a kid and, when you're a kid. But nonetheless, I wanted to find someone who could make some cover art that was reminiscent of that time. And I came across this talented artist named Kiana Abad, or Abad. I'm not sure I'm saying it correctly, but you can follow her on Instagram, Heykeeks, HeyKeekes.
Yeah, because the cover art looks sick.
Yeah. So I was scrolling on her page and that cover art is based off of some other art she had made in the past, I guess is like a personal project. And I was like, yo, I need that. So I was like, change the color up a little bit, put like a bald guy in there because, at the time, well, I'm actually, I have a baldy right now too. So I was like, I need a bald guy on there. And she did that for me. And so shouts out to her.
And you connected with her on Instagram?
Yes. Shouts out to Instagram.
Shouts out to Instagram. Instagram is really, what a place, what a platform.
Absolutely.
So that's how you connected. So Likeminded was inspired by Y2K Court. You linked up with the artist on Instagram. That's really cool to learn. So then besides Likeminded, so even, how long did it take to cut that record? Produce it, record the vocals from start to finish?
Oh, baby. So, man, okay. I want to say I started recording that, like recording demos of it, maybe 2020, 2021.
I got you.
And I sent it to Elon with the lyrics written out, and they sent their part to me within a couple of weeks. And so I mean, I started from the very jump. It was either 2020 or 2021, and it was just like a long process of engineering essentially because when I recorded my verse, I recorded it at home on my mic and my program and my software, and my room isn't treated, for sound and shit like that. So, my engineer was having a little bit of difficulty, understandably so, because, it wasn't recorded in the best way. But I loved how I performed it so much, like vocally, that I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it any other way, if I tried. And so he worked with that. And, after a bunch of back and forth, me, giving feedback and being like, tweak this, turn this up, turn this down, actually, turn it back up, turn it. So after a lot of that, we got this joint done. And, I uploaded it, to be distributed via DistroKid. Shouts out DistroKid. I want to say like January, February.
I got you. So even then, when you're making content, you've been making content to promote Likeminded. You have it on your Instagram, all your social media channels. How long does it take for you to produce content?
It varies. Because
that's more important than ever for music artists.
It honestly is, sadly. And I think, I think I've got this sort of like personality that's very conducive towards it for marketing and content because I like silly things and it's easy to make silly things. It's a lot harder to be a moody person, for example, or a sad or a depressed person, or like a very reserved person, and make that sort of content. So what I've got going for me is like I really like lighthearted, colorful things. And so content is easier for me, I think, than what it may be for others. But I do wish that I could just, solely focus on music, and, put that out and people gravitate towards it without all the bells and whistles. But it's fun nonetheless, and people enjoy the content, and it gives people stuff to look at.
Yeah.
More stuff to look at. So
Do you think lighthearted and humorous content gets more attention than serious content when promoting music?
Honestly, it's hard to say. I think it gets my attention more because that's what I like. It just kind of depends on the person you are. But at the same time, I think, humor and comedy touches, everybody. As long as you got something funny going on, like you can get anybody.
Laugh.
You can get anybody. Yeah.
When it comes to press, PR, interviews, that part of being a music artist, like right now, we're having an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Interviews help fans and new followers get to know about the artist.
Right.
How important do you think that is for fans to get to know the artist when discovering new music?
Oh, it's super duper important. Like it gives the listener or the reader or the viewer, it gives them an insight into the artist as far as like where they were mentally and emotionally and spiritually when they were making a song or an album or a project, and you get to feel their aura, through these sorts of things. And I think that aids, like once you have that information, you could go back to the music and be like, this is genuine. This comes from that person. This doesn't come from a person who's like, oh, he was an asshole during the interview, or he was mean, or he was rude. Like this lighthearted music, this fun music, this happy music, this comes from a guy who, tries to, just live wabi-sabi, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Go with the flow. Just go with it.
With your music career, 3SIDEGOOF, what do you want your fans to remember you by? What do you want to get across?
I just want to get across that, colorful music is should at least have a bigger role in the pie chart of music than it currently has. I think decades ago, or even decades ago, because we're here in 2022. Even in 2000, like in early 2000s, like shit was bright and shit was happier and shit was like weird. Like if you listen to production from them, it's like, what is this? Why are the drums doing that? Why is there a baby going like on Timberland? Like why is but now it's like there's not as much idiosyncrasy. There's not as much eccentricity. It's a lot of samey stuff. Not bashing it, because I like to listen to a lot of the current shit too. But it's just so much more exciting when you hear somebody who has put their foot in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They put their funk, their soul, their personality into it, without being influenced by their contemporaries. I try not to be influenced by my contemporaries, because I think there's a lot of that. And, at least, if you're going to be inspired by somebody and influenced, and, you want to put somebody into your music who isn't you, I'd say look back to like the greats, and I'm sure the people we have here today will be greats in the future, but like, oh man, there's so much to be drawn upon, and it's not happening enough in my opinion. So I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to bring that back.
What is next for you, 3SIDEGOOF? What upcoming projects do you have in the works?
Oh man, I've got a like-minded guy named Dan Mansion who we have a collaboration EP that we've been working on, honestly, since like 2017, 2018. So there's that. That's a very summer feel. I hope we can get it out by this summer, but if not, next summer. Because honestly, I feel like it's got to come out during a summer, because it's weird. I don't like the heat, but I love making summer music. So
It's
yeah,
fun. It's fun.
it's so fun. I like being the soundtrack for people who enjoy the heat
Gotcha,
and the wind and the sun drop, roofs and shit, and their hair blowing in the wind. Like that's how I want people to listen to Likeminded if they can, if they have a car or if they're ever a passenger. But there's that. So there's Dan Mansion and Eyes or and Me's Dan Mansion and Me's project.
Cool.
I was an English lit major and
You're good. You're good.
yeah. So
It's all good.
so yeah, that's coming at some point. This joint that I shot a video for earlier today, this song called Clean Slate features Elon. It's production by me. That's coming out this year. I've got a project of my own, my very own solo project. Not a full length, but maybe about 6, 7, 8 songs that features Moosh Star on 2 of the tracks. That's coming hopefully this fall. All of it's recorded. All the beats are completed. I just need to get that engineered.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that at some point. I've got a name for it already in mind. And yes.
Hell yeah, that's hype.
Tour. I'd love to tour. I'd love to
You
tour.
got some touring going on later on in the year?
I would love to tour. I don't, but I would love to tour.
You will, though.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, manifestation is key.
Oh, yeah. Got to get it out there.
Absolutely. So that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
For sure.
As soon as I get as soon as I get my money right. Nah, no, I'm joking. As soon as I get my song.
There you go.
right.
Let them know. Listen, that's exciting.
So yeah.
That's exciting. Listen, big things are on the way. Success is incoming for all of us. We're all on the mission. We're all on the mission. So
Keep going. Just
where
keep going.
can we find you? 3SIDEGOOF, where can we find you on social media platforms? Let the audience know all of your social media handles.
Oh,
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, MySpace. Let them know.
Oh,
and
my
spell it out
God.
too.
Oh my God, TikTok. Oh my God, yo, I did not like TikTok at first, but I'm fucking with TikTok. TikTok's dope. Man, what is my okay? Let me start off with the ones I know. Instagram is MaxGoof3, MaxGoof3, not spelled out, not THREE, just the straight up 3. So MaxGoof3 is the Instagram. Twitter, I took time off of Twitter for a long ass time, but I'm back now, and it's literally solely just to share the content, not to share any of my thoughts or anything, because I think there's too much of that. But my Twitter's 3SIDEGOOF, all caps, no space. I don't have Facebook. My TikTok, I don't know. I don't remember whether it's MaxGoof3 or 3SIDEGOOF or Lord of the Lick. If it's Lord of the Lick, if it's that one, I'll spell it out for you. It's LORDADALICK. That's that. Oh, I've got a YouTube channel. You could subscribe to me on there. 3SIDEGOOF.
Yeah, let them know.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. I've got a blog spot. I don't know if you guys want to follow that, but
Let them know.
Let them
Well, we got nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Everything to
You know,
gain.
we gotta
Absolutely.
let
I like
loose
the
a
way
little
you
bit.
think.
What does it matter?
Yeah.
It's summer 2022. Who cares? So your blogspot can be found on your website, or it's a separate entity?
It's a separate entity, but it's also like I'm the same person. So I guess we're all I don't even know what it's called, man.
Let them know.
I don't even know what it's called, man. But if you want to find it, just DM me or some shit, and I'll send you a link, and you could read about my travels in New Orleans, because I was down in New Orleans this year, and it was great.
So everybody, be sure to check out his social media platforms, like he said, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. He has new music coming out soon. 3SIDEGOOF recently released his new single, Likeminded, with Elon. More stuff in the works, like he said. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Miltrick Media, and thank you to 3SIDEGOOF for sitting down with me. I am Miltrick. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Miltrick Media, and we will see you all soon. Yes, sir.
Success!